All right, welcome in. It's Tuesday, July the 7th, and we've got 5 games on our first 5 board to cover with you today. They'll include the Angels limping into Arlington after getting swept by Boston, and then those same Red Sox are heading to Chicago to take on the White Sox. We've got Colorado and the Dodgers meeting again after last night's 8-7 slugfest, and the Astros are still in Washington trying to rebound from that one-run loss where everybody got a hit and everybody scored. And finally, Brian, and the Mariners head into Miami. In fact, a Miami team with one of the hottest lineups in baseball. Hey, it's Joe Raineri, WagerTalk.com. Let's dive into some of these first 5 matchups, and we're going to start with the Angels at the Rangers, and the market's asking you to lay a pretty good price there with Jacob deGrom at home against a Halos lineup that, well, they just can't hit water if they fell out of a boat lately. Texas opened up around minus 160 in the first 5. They're sitting a touch higher now, so the question is whether laying that number is a smart play or whether there's a better market to head into. And the Rangers, well, of course, they're sending Jacob deGrom to the mound. 3.48 ERA is honest, and the underlying metrics back it all up. He's a mid-threes ERA pitcher. He misses bats at a very high rate. He barely walks anybody. deGrom is still deGrom, and the Angels are countering with Jose Soriano. And the question is, well, his 3.42 ERA makes him look a little bit better than he actually is because the underlying numbers say he's closer to a mid-fours ERA with walks and hard contact being the big issue. And, of course, since he loves to walk guys and put guys on bases, that could be a problem against this Texas lineup because the Angels lineup versus righties over the last couple of weeks, among the worst offenses in the league. They're 0-5 in their last 5 games. They just got swept by Boston. They're only scoring 2.2 runs a game over the last week. That's an offense in a real funk. And the Rangers, though, over the last couple of weeks, they're just crushing the ball. Josh Jung has been smashing it. Evan Carter swinging a hot bat. Elias Diaz is right behind him. There is some firepower behind deGrom here. Now it's up to minus 170, 175 in spots with deGrom. Not exactly what I want to run to the window and bet, but I do want to figure out a way to get behind deGrom here, especially against an Angels lineup that, again, not going to have a ton of success against them. So that leads me to the Rangers laying that half a run in the first 5. It's a good market, better lineup, better starting pitcher at home. I like the Rangers' chances to be playing from in front. All right, next game up, we've got the Red Sox at the White Sox. 2 lefties on the mound. And this is where the offensive splits really matter because the Red Sox opened up around minus 130, 135 in the first 5, right kind of where it's sitting right now. And the lineup edges, well, they're painting a different picture than what the market, I don't think, has fully priced in yet. Because you got Red Sox sending Peyton Toll to the mound, the rookie, with his 3.39 ERA, and that is a good indication of exactly the kind of pitcher he is. He actually has pitched a touch better than that. He's missing a ton of bats. He's not walking a lot of guys. Last time out was rough. He coughed up 6 earned in 3 innings versus the Nats. But the Nats are one of the best hitting lineups versus left-handed pitchers. So the box score was uglier than the outing was. And meanwhile, the White Sox are going with Noah Schultz here today. He's back from the IL with just 1 start under his belt. Wasn't terrible, but he is a 5.86 ERA pitcher, and we know this over the last couple of seasons. Now, the underlying numbers say he's a little bit better than that, but he's not great. Again, the walks are the issue. The command is the issue. you got to watch him closely because this is certainly a work in progress with just one start off the IL. Not a dependable arm. And the Red Sox versus lefties over the last couple of weeks, top 6 in the league. They just swept the Angels. They're scoring about 4.5 runs a game over the last week. Gonzalez has been doing damage at the plate. And meanwhile, the White Sox versus lefties over the last couple of weeks, well, that's a different story because they're one of the worst offenses in the league versus that split. Again, Boston opened up around minus 130, 135. It hasn't moved. The market isn't charging enough, as far as I'm concerned, for what kind of edge the Red Sox have in this early matchup. Better arm, better splits, better everything at this point. Boston in the first 5, that's where I'm leaning in this one. Now, before we get to the rest of the slate, I would like to ask you to hit that like button and subscribe button and become part of the WagerTalk TV family. Of course, so much content available for you guys on a daily basis, including this show here, First 5. Drop me a comment below, by the way. Tell me what your favorite First 5 play is on this July 7th. And don't forget, hit that like and hit the subscribe button. Now, let's head to LA, where Colorado and the Dodgers are back at it here tonight. And the market's been fading Colorado all morning here. And, well, I don't know. This is very dangerous, much like I thought last night was very dangerous. Dodgers opened up around minus 230 in the first 5 money line. It has been stretched out towards minus 260, 265 over the course of the day. Meanwhile, the Rockies over the last couple of weeks, their top 5 offense against left-handed pitching. There's a disconnect here that I can work with. And by the way, it's the same disconnect that we gave you yesterday on this show that helped cash that over in the first 5. We told you that the Rockies, even against Lauer last night, this is a dangerous lineup. And now the Dodgers are sending Robleski to the mound. He's got a 2.80 ERA. Looks great on paper. But the underlying numbers say it is lying in a big way. He is closer to a mid-4s starting pitcher. Now, he doesn't strike any guys out. He doesn't miss a ton of bats. His ERA is way better than he's actually pitched. And a lot of that has to do with the lack of home runs that he has given up. Doesn't mean the hard contact isn't there. It just means that he has been extremely fortunate in his outings this year. There is regression coming for Robleski here. And the Rockies are going with Michael Lorenzen and his 6.91 ERA. Well, that tells you everything you need to know about Lorenzen because his underlying numbers say, yep, he's mid-5s to upper 5s. A shade better than a box score, but he's still horrific on so many levels here. But this is where it gets fun because the Rockies versus lefties over the last couple of weeks, and you saw it last night, have been really good. Top 5 in the league in OPS. This is a team, Hunter Goodman crushing it, Carrick great. They put up 8 a game over the last week. They lost last night 8-7 in extras to the same Dodgers. The offense isn't the problem here. The Dodgers offense, by the way, also rolling. You guys know that. Freeman, Edman, Rush, all swinging hot bats. Both of these lineups, like you saw last night, like we told you, can do damage. Laying something around minus 260 with a pitcher's ERA who is fool's gold against a lineup that is absolutely smashing left-handed pitching, no thanks, not happening. If Colorado continues to swing it like this, and I don't believe there's any reason to think they won't, they have always given the Dodgers issues, I'll take the half a run in the first 5 at plus money with the Rockies here. Yeah, don't go over the top with Robleski and the Dodgers here tonight. All right, we've got 2 more games to get to, including, speaking of runs, how about last night? The Astros and the Nationals. These teams hung a combined 23 runs on each other last night. And the market seems to be fading the Astros throughout the day here in the first 5. There's also an interesting move on the total this morning. We saw it open up at 5.5 in some spots. Big steam move early, took it down to 4.5. That has been bet back up to 5 at this point in a number of spots. MA is going for the Astros. His 6.14 ERA might have a little something to do with what we're seeing in the market. His underlying numbers say he's a mid-fives pitcher. That's what he is. A touch better, but not much. Walks, once again, are the killer for him. He hands them out to everybody, like Oprah handing out her favorite things. Last time out, he got just 1 1/3 innings in, gave up 5. Meanwhile, you've got Andrew Alvarez going for the Nats here, and his numbers on the board look good. Just over a 3 ERA, great strikeout stuff, missing bats. He's only got 5 starts on this season. He's a rookie, but I love the swing and miss stuff. And he just pitched an absolute gem in Seattle on the road for the Nats. I'm impressed with this kid. He can be a bit wild at times with the walks and the command, but he's also got the great equalizer because he can get guys to swing and miss. And the Nats, by the way, versus right-handed pitching over the last couple of weeks, 3rd in the league, a 911 OPS. James Woods, big damage. Curtis Mead, Louis Garcia, this offense has been putting up 7.5 a game over the last 7 days. And again, they just hung a 12 spot last night. And the Astros, well, versus lefties over the last couple of weeks, not a ton of sample size, so I'm not going to lean on it. But Yordan Alvarez has been crushing it. Altuve seems to be putting it together again. You know, the bats aren't the reason that I think the Astros are being faded here in the first 5, because when you open up at about even money, a little better than that, and now we're seeing plus 110, 115 as an underdog, the market is telling you they just don't trust MA. And neither do I. I'm not laying around minus 140 with a pitcher that I can't fully vet just yet. Does feel like if both pitchers can get on, it's going to be an interesting one. But I think there's going to be both pitchers have command issues. Washington is swinging the bat far too well right now. Both guys can't be trusted. To me, total. Give me the over in the first 5 in this one in a big way. I think runs are coming again tonight with the Astros and the Nats. All right, we got one more game we're going to get to here, and that's going to be Mariners at the Marlins. And before we do, I want to let you know it is $5 Tuesday, which means $5 best bets over at WagerTalk.com. I got a couple up for you right now that you can head to my page at WT.buzz/JR. Grab those $5 top plays. Swept the board last night, another 2-0 night. Now on a 12-5-1 run, up 18 units over the last week and a half. Just crushing it, guys. That's what it's all about. Listen, we're working our way to building the bankroll over the next 4 to 6 weeks for football season. That's how it works here. I love Major League Baseball. I love the grind here. There are great opportunities to pad your bankroll heading into football season with Major League Baseball. Take advantage of one of the great opportunities we've got over at WagerTalk.com right now, including, here we go, from first pitch to the first game. The rest of Major League Baseball season right now, every game, every play that we post, and goes right through every game that we have, right through the first week of college football. Just $2.99, guys. This here is a great opportunity for you to make sure you get every one of those Major League Baseball top plays right through the start. That's right, week 0 of the college football season. That is also included. So head on over to my page, take advantage. Great opportunity here, guys, to partner up, build that bankroll as we get ready to crush another college football and NFL season. All right, let's talk Mariners at the Marlins here. Now, this is where season-long ERAs might be setting a trap for you because both sides open close to a pick'em in the first 5. It hasn't moved much, but the movement that has come in appears to be on the Marlins and Max Myers. And I get it because Max Myers has been fantastic. He's been a guy that my clients and I have absolutely cashed tickets on much better than expected. And the reason is, well, let's face it, he's getting run support because the Marlins hitters are pretty damn good here. And the Mariners sending Brian Woo to the mound. Now, he's got a 4.17 ERA. That's selling him a little bit short because his underlying numbers tell me he's a low threes ERA guy. Misses a ton of bats at a very high rate, does not walk a ton of guys. He's a top of the rotation arm that the market for some reason is still pricing like he's a number 3 guy. The Marlins and Max Myers, 2.53 ERA. Now, listen, his ERA is better than what he's actually pitched. The underlying numbers say he's mid-threes. He's good. Make no mistake about it. He's just not as good as that ERA says he is. Now, here's where it's going to get a little tricky because Marlins versus righties over the last couple of weeks, number 1 offense in the league, guys. 986 OPS. Hernandez has been crushing it. Otto Lopez doing damage. Stowers right behind him. They just swept the Athletics. They're scoring and averaging a little over 8 runs a game over the last week. Mariners versus right-handers over the last couple of weeks, not good. Bottom third of the league. Arozarena is really the only guy that has done some damage. And you got Miami at home. Now, granted, they're coming back from a 10-game road trip out west. They did have off yesterday. But right now, Miami's hitters at this price, I'm sorry. I mean, as good as Wu it can be and has been, I think this is a lineup mismatch here. And by the way, I mean, I think the number 1 offense in the league at home, closed roof, yeah, I'm sorry. Give me the Marlins in the first 5 at a very reasonable price here. I think the Marlins bats, I trust a heck of a lot more than I trust the Seattle Mariners right now. And there you got it, guys. That's it. 5 games, first 5 looks here on the slate tonight. Certainly hope that you guys like this content. If you do, hit the like and hit the subscribe button. Become part of this WagerTalk TV family. We do this daily because we want to give you another look at the card here in Major League Baseball. Why? Because there's a lot of variance in Major League Baseball and giving you a pretty good idea of the matchups at hand. Starting pitcher versus starting pitcher. Take the bullpens and the variance out of it. Well, there might be a few more edges available to you than you first thought. So certainly hope you enjoy this content. Hope you'll come back and join us again tomorrow for another edition of First 5. In the meantime, don't forget, go grab for $5 my best plays here tonight over at WagerTalk.com, WT.buzz/JR. And don't forget, drop me a comment below. Tell me what's your favorite First 5 play tonight. What game did you have circled? What's your favorite starting pitcher on the card here tonight? Again, appreciate the time, guys. Best of luck with the plays. Enjoy them. Let's cash those tickets. And join me again tomorrow for another edition of First 5.